Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 5-day marketing challenge for creatives. So glad to have you all here. And I know that quite a few people are just still coming on board, but that's okay. We'll slowly get going. It's 10 a.m. So I want to appreciate the people that came and on time. That would be great. So if you could please put your name in the chat and where you're checking in from. And then just let me know kind of work you do or what kind of art you do or what creative aspect that you are working on right now. So I just typed it into chat so that you know, for the late bloomers that they can just read it and punch in their time. So thank you, ladies, for being early on time. It's great. And I'll just wait a couple of more minutes and then I'll get started. So Olga, you're spending time in the summer in Germany and you're a filmmaker. Kind of films do you produce?
Documentary filmmaking.
Oh, okay. And have you done one already? You're just working on it.
It's my first one.
Okay, that's all right. That's great. That's great. We all start somewhere. And sometimes people, you get thrown into some project or something and there you are. You got to start there. And how about Bria? She's not on video right now, but she's joined as a guest, but she's not here yet. Okay. Bria is creative fashion, photography, marketing, all fused together. That's okay. I know video takes a lot of juice from your computer and your video. And visual, is that how you pronounce your name? Visual? Maybe you can correct me. And if you wouldn't mind just posting where you're calling in from and what kind of creative work you're doing. And I'm going to get started. I'm going to share my screen. I don't know. Okay, you're from Sacramento. Okay, software. Good. So I really for doing the 5-day marketing challenge, you really have to know who your who is. After mentoring several people through SCORE, I have found that most people don't know who they're targeting or who they want as customers. And if you don't know who you're trying to go after or sell to or bring into your fold, into your tribe, then you're not going to go anywhere. Because I struggled with this a lot. So I'm Mari-Lyn Harris. I guess I didn't introduce myself, but I struggled a lot with that when I first got started in business. I was just all over the map. And if somebody had my audience, I'd say, oh, not enough for me, and move on. And you really can't do that. So you really have to just work on finding out who you want to work with and work with those people. And if once you are focused on those people, that tribe, some people call it tribe or audience or whatever you want to talk, how you want to call it in your field, is once you figured out who they are, then it's so much easier, and the sales will come to you and people be attracted to you and want to work with you. But until you actually do that, then you're just going to be all over the map and nobody will want to buy from you. So when somebody says everybody's my customer, that just tells me that you don't have any customers. because you won't. You have to be very clear and specific of who you're targeting. I don't mean targeting as like a bow and arrow, bang, I'm trying to shoot that person down, but just be very clear in who you want to reach out to and who you want as a customer. So it's best to figure out who you want to work with. And then those people that you want to work with will be attracted to you because you'll be more attractive to them because they know that you get them, you understand them. So any questions about that so far? Just if you want to put your questions in the chat or just shout it out because there's only a few of us here, it's okay. And this call is being recorded for replays later. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. And did anybody do the exercise? I sent out a exercise logo. You probably didn't get it yet, but I'll send it out to you after. But it was just an exercise to get started to define who your customer is. So we're just gonna go through that, and then from there, we can talk about, because there's so few of us in the group, we can talk about some of your challenges and how to define it more for you. So let me just screen share. Okay. So what's here is I call welcome to attracting better clients. Sometimes I call it to attracting your ideal clients or dream clients. I just called it better for right now. So so you need to pull out a pen and a piece of paper and start writing down with me so this first thing you need to figure out is what qualities do you want your customers to possess, whether it's your patrons, if you're an artist, or if you call them clients, or you call them guests, or you call them, there's lots of different terms of how you want to claim as your customer. So first of all, you have to know what kind of qualities you want your customers to possess. Like some examples would be their character, their temperament, what kind of mind do they have? Are they really into personal growth? You're into personal growth, so that you want to write that down. Identify uniqueness, spirit, they have ethics, they have a sense of humor, they have integrity. So you should be able to come up with 5 to 10 qualities you want them to possess, so that you will, you'll know, and each step will play on to the next step. So that's the first thing. Any challenges with that? The other two are listening, but they're not. Okay, so anyway, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat or just shout it out. So basically, those are the first qualities you want your customers to possess and demonstrate. If you don't know who they are, just write them down, whatever comes to mind, just write it down, because you're going to make it clearer as time goes on. So once you got that 5 to 10 qualities you want them to possess, then the side 2 of it is the characteristics that makes them tick. Like, why do they like getting out of bed in the morning? What excites them? What makes them tick? What makes them think that they're going to have a great day, or they're going to have an awful day? So you want to find their characteristics. What's most important for the person in their world? Maybe it's their family, maybe it's their children, maybe it's their spouse, or maybe there's other important details about your clients that you want them to know, and so that you know more about them. What kind of impact do they want to make in their business or their family, whatever is important? What do they really love about life? And who are they? What are their values? What really matters to them? And most of all, you should come up with about a list of 10 of those. And then think about, where do they hang out at? Do they have, are they at the bar? Are they, you know, in the grocery store? Are they in pubs, or are they hanging out in the playground? You know, kind of things. It's just really thinking about, you know, a little bit more advanced about where they hang out, where they spend most of their time. So that's what makes them tick. Oh yes, Bria, you got to unmute yourself, please.
Hi, sorry, I was just putting a thumbs up so that way you were aware that I was paying attention.
Okay, okay. Yeah, sure. So it's just thinking about that. If you have any questions, just, you know, put your hand up and or put in chat. So and then side 3 on your piece of paper would be, what do my customers expect me to deliver? What are they looking for from you that you are delivering? Like if you were a videographer, you need to know what your customers want and what they want you to deliver. Like if Olga's a filmmaker, so, you know, what kind of customers are going to be watching her films? She has to think about how do they want to just deliver their films to them? What are they looking for? What kind of ideas or documentaries do they want to watch? And Visual says he's a software engineer. So I don't know if you're producing software for the consumer, but what kind of things do they really like to have? What do they need in their business to help them? There's that question. Providing services. Okay. Web apps, etc. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, what kind of what does your customers expect? It's not what you want to do, it's what your customer wants. So that's why you need to know clear who your customer is. Okay, so there might be, there might be some things like they want to have an appointment with you, at certain hours, so you can list that. Maybe they want to be able to be, they want you to refer them or make introductions. Maybe they want you to help them do something for them that you offer. Maybe you do a class on something and they need more help. So are you willing to offer more help, or are you just doing a class? That type of thing. I'm doing this based on somebody who is doing end-of-life services. So that's why you'll see forgiveness work, succession planning, and then, you know, offer affinity groups within your group of customers. An affinity group would be people that serve the same market, but we can get into that later. So those are the type of things. Maybe it's about invoices. They like to have their invoices. I have customers who want their invoices in advance of the services, not after the services. So you have to think about something like that. Okay, so number 4 is, what do you need to improve to maintain your customer relationships with them? Like maybe you need to return phone calls more promptly than you are at the moment. Or maybe you're not paying your invoices on time, so you need to maybe improve upon that. If you can't, then maybe maybe you could, if you can't pay your invoices on time, maybe you could work out a deal to your vendor that you'll pay monthly payments or something. So you still have to kind of do what you expect your customers to do.
I'm not calling.
Somebody's calling me. Anyway, and then do they expect you to have a website where they can find the answers and the questions to? So okay. So and then treat them with courtesy and respect. What does that look like for you? Treat them fairly. Like, what does that look like to them? And things like these are just, if you don't have this book yet, I'll send it to you. I believe I sent it already in a different format, but I'll send it to you if you didn't get it, so you can just review it on your own. And then be a good community member. Maybe they expect you to be out in their community doing things with them. Maybe they expect you to do things so that you can say, okay, what do I need to improve upon to meet their expectations of me? Okay, those are things that are really key. It's amazing when you stop to think about, do I return phone calls promptly, or do I wait a week? So, and if your customer expects you to return them sooner than a week later, then you need to either change it or not have them as a customer. It's really that simple. Welcome, Lisa. We're just going over day 1 of the challenge. And so if you wouldn't mind, Lisa, just typing in on the chat, where you're calling in from and what kind of creative endeavor you do. And then on the last page, I missed a step here. So what you need to do is whatever you need to improve upon, you're going to add it on slide 4, sorry, excuse me. So you've written down what your customer wants, and now what you're going to do is take all that you've written down and add it to slide 4 to say, okay, this is the areas I need to improve upon. And I could show it to you. I could send you a sheet that would look what it would look like. So what do you need to improve on? We'll go on slide 4. So these things I'm willing to do. Maybe I'm more willing to return phone calls sooner. Maybe if I don't have a website yet or something, maybe I'll do that, get that started. If I'm not giving any referrals, they've asked me for referrals, then I'm willing to do that. So you just have to communicate, write down what you're willing to do for them. And then on the very last page, I would like you to write down what your declaration is going to be. I'm going to increase my sales this year or next 6 months or whatever by 30%, or maybe it's just going to be 10% because we're already into July now. Or I'm willing to have 5 new referrals or introductions to my business. So whatever is in your business that's important to you right now, just write down your declaration after doing this exercise, what you're willing to do for till the end of the year. So you write on your statement what you're going to do, date it, even if it's for today's date. From today's date until December 23, I'm willing to do this. And you kind of make a declaration. And then how are you being? Like, this is the other thing, is like, it's another advanced step, but if you're not there yet, you need to figure out your vision, mission statement. Your vision is your big picture for your business, and your mission is, how are you going to, what is it that your mission is? I'm going to provide this to my clients or my tribe. What is and the vision is also write down your vision. Okay, so mission is a short statement of why you exist and why people buy from you, or why you offer this service. And then your vision is the big picture. It's bigger than you. That's your picture. And then if you have any employees or anything, or people you work with, write down your value statement, your core value statement. What is important in your business? That's why it's core value. Like mine is do the right thing. I've had people say to me, well, why would you do that for so-and-so? You just let the government look after that. And I would say, well, that's true, I could, but that's not the right thing to do. I would hope that if I ever became needed help and I didn't know what to do, and I would hope that somebody would step up and say to me, Mari-Lyn, let me help you. So it's doing the right thing. So my big thing is kindness. So, it's like, okay, she's preparing etiquette classes for young girls. Very good, Lisa. So there's, lots of things that we could think about, so if you don't know any of this stuff, it's time to think about it. Okay, so that's kind of for day one. You have any questions or concerns? Do you want me to coach one of you, or you have any things you want to do? No.
Yes. I was just
Now's your chance.
so I can start, and the others can join me after. But for me, like my main problem, I feel like, is the fact that I am working on this first documentary.
Right.
So I think I have identified who are the viewers for my
Right.
documentary.
Mhm.
So my documentary is about a journey that I went last autumn in my home country, Romania, to discover my roots, and also exploring the question of what makes home home. And so through all the different interviews with different people, I identify three big categories of people that could be interested in my documentary. The first one are people who are having this multicultural dimension in their life. So it can be expats, it can be third culture individuals, it can be people living in different countries, and all of this. The second are the people who are in a transition phase in their life. So transitioning from professional identities, for example, or even roles in their own life, like parents to not parents, but before becoming a parent or things like that. And the third category are also the people that felt that they never belonged due to their belief or sexual orientation or all of this. And so as a result, with all these different categories in mind, I don't know what to do with, to be honest. Like I started writing down different communities for all these different categories I envision. But then I don't know where to go next.
I think for this 5 days, just pick one. And then what you can do is repeat the process for your other groups that you have, right? So because if you focus on too many, you're going to get confused and lost, and you might just say, this isn't working, right? So I'm just going to encourage you to pick one and go from there. And then just follow it along. And now you know kind of what you did the first time. So then the next audience, you'll say, oh, that didn't quite work. I'm going to change it a bit, right? So for this 5-day session, I would suggest that you just pick one, because otherwise you're going to be one of these people that, I have all these people. Yeah, you have lots of people that love to watch films, but pick one category, one film that you're going to work on, or one idea you have. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Okay. So that was kind of the lesson for today, for you to really define who your client is, who your who is. If you don't, like I said, if you don't know who your who is, it's not going to work in your business plan, and it's not going to work in anything, any marketing you do, because you're all over the map and nobody will understand what your who is. They think that you're speaking to them, and it's not even at all who you want to work with. So you have to really be clear about who. So for example, Lisa, the late arrival,
Yes.
yeah, Bria was saying it's a good idea to focus on one category. Yeah, because if you want to do fashion, just pick one of those. And I know I have lots of interests too, but I have to really focus on one. Otherwise, I'm all over the map. Everybody says, "What are you doing, Mari-Lyn?" I went, "Oh, well, I'm over here and I'm over there." Okay, it doesn't work. So, so just if you want to take 5 days and focus in on your fashion aspects, that's great. So who are your customers? They're going to buy your fashion. Are you selling fashions? Are you designing fashions, Bria?
Well, I'm currently in the pre-launch phases of wanting to release my own women's apparel collection. My target customers are women that are in college, post-college, kind of like in their early stages of their career.
Okay.
So that's my target market. I guess like the aspect of like photography and marketing, I feel like it helps me be able to market my products the proper way, but my main focus is fashion. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Right. I mean, you can use your videos and camera and all that stuff for your marketing, but that's not necessarily your focus for your client. They're just tools to use to help you promote your fashion.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Lisa, do you want?
I was just sharing with you. Please forgive my tardiness.
That's okay.
My target audience is young ladies ages 8 to 18, and just bringing back the part of etiquette as like home economics. A lot of our young girls today, because they don't teach that in school anymore, so teaching manners, teaching about credit. Like, so a lot of our young girls don't know how to even write a check. Not that people use checks anymore, but it's a good skill to have. So with the etiquette classes, it's just kind of preparing them for life. And I think if we catch them early, like I said, around ages 8 and up, they can decide what do they want to be when they grow up. Well, if I want to be a nurse, okay, well, let's start preparing you with classes and getting introduced to like people at Dignity Health, things of that nature, so we can guide them to where they want to be instead of letting them get through high school and still saying, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Right. So is that more about life transitions rather than etiquette?
I think more etiquette because we don't have manners with our young people anymore.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
we do have to I feel, go back to the basics. Please, may I, and thank you. I heard you say that you're big on kindness. A lot of kids don't understand that. So instead of overwhelming them with even just those kind of life skills, let's go back to the basics. Please, may I, and thank you.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Thank you.
So you've already kind of narrowed into who you want to work with, but who's going to buy your programs? That'd be the question I would ask.
I have a lot of parents that when I have worked with their young children and they see the difference, just as a test pilot, going out to eat at a restaurant, I have more moms coming to say, well, maybe I need to take this class as well.
Yeah. That's
so
great.
now we have a mother-daughter class. So we've gotten away from the basics, and that's what I'm working on bringing back to our young people.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. I so appreciate you. So
Yes,
So and visual, you're saying you're doing software and services. Would you mind just sharing with us who your dream client is or service you're providing besides software? It's a big thing. You have to narrow it down. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the idea is that, you can have, you know, I have a retail store online. Okay, so what are you selling and who are you selling to? So that's what one of the questions you got to think about is, who am I trying to reach? Who am I trying to serve? And then that way it's not so much a sales thing. It's more like, I want to serve this audience and this is how I'm serving them. You're welcome, Lisa. Yeah, so it's just really thinking about those things. So make your lists of, you know, step 1, 2, 3, and then 4. 4 is looking at all what you've written down and then adding them to your list. So you have one list, and then it'll say, this is who I'm serving and why I'm serving. And you also think about why they would want to do business with you. Why do they want to buy from you? Why do they want to attend a film that Olga's produced? Why do they want to buy clothes from Bria? Because I create unique fashions, or she gets what I want to wear. She understands me. So that's the lesson for today, is working on the who. So who is your who? And once you do that, then when you get ready, if you decide you want money and financing, when you go do your business plan, you'll know exactly who, and you'll have some research behind that. Because you can't get a loan without knowing who your customer is. Your business plan is waiting for you. But it needs the information. And same if you have an online store. Okay, you have an online store, that's fantastic. Yeah, it's another way to deliver, to serve your customers. But at the same time, you still need to know who they are and why they buy from you. Is it just because of prices? You don't want a customer that just buys on price. You'll never survive on price. But anyway, that's a later topic. But anyway, anything else you want to cover for day 1? You're clear?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
So how do we? So I think that the entire process that you mentioned today, for example, is a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's not written in stone after a first thing. But how do we come up with first time with the responses?
Well, you need to define who they are. And once you figure out who they are, you can reach out to them. Right today, I just want you to write them out. You don't have to do anything, because it is a living document, like who your customer is and what you want to offer them, how you're going to serve them, and what they want from you is about asking them, how can I serve you better? But that's a discussion later. So, but right now it's just, I want you to get clear of who it is, and then the next step. So day 2, okay, so day 2 is going to be about, we're going to write up. So think about this when you're doing your homework today, is thinking about tomorrow, like, who is your dream client? Like, okay, you got your dream client written up, and then we're going to write up as a journey. How do they come to you? And take your client on a journey working with you. Right. So this is where Olga, it'll come into you, is like saying, okay, I'm writing up a journey. When put a name to them, like in the exercise that for today, I'm using William. William is an artist. He loves to do his artwork. He doesn't want to do anything else but artwork, but he still needs to do his marketing. He still needs to find customers to buy from him. Okay, so he has to figure out, okay, who are his buyers? He might know they might be here or they're everywhere, but he still has a core of customers, the dream customers he likes to work with, right? So day 2, we'll be writing up what your dream client, what they're going to go through. Well, how are you going to take them through your journey of being working with you, serving them, offering them. So that's tomorrow. We're going to write up the journey of your customer. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes, because before you have to know who they are first before you can reach to them. Hey, I want you to attend my film. Why? You might be reaching out to somebody who's no interest in documentaries. They don't even watch them. Like they only like horror shows, right? So they're not your client, but you need to know who they are, who like documentaries, want to make a big impact in their community. And so maybe one of your films will be that impact. They'll say, hey, I love what she said, and I'm going to help make my own impact in the world using her idea. But somehow you have to get that message out to them, ways that they can make an impact just by watching one of your films.
Okay.
Right. And like, it's just like Lisa, she's doing a fabulous service for young people right now. And now the mothers are saying, hey, maybe I should take something like this. Maybe this will benefit me, because they're probably children of parents that never were taught them anything either. Right.
Yeah.
And then that way they can help their kids, daughters. You were just girls, Lisa, or boys too?
No, just the girls for right now.
Okay.
I did try it with the boys, but all the cuddling and don't touch me, it was just too distracting. But
Right.
when I cut it down to just the young ladies, I had complete attention.
Okay. Great. Ria, you have a question?
Yes, it was a question regarding the workbook. So I know we received part 1. Are we going to receive part 2 later on this evening to work on?
Yeah, I'll send out everything after this call.
Okay.
So you have
Perfect.
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And the journey of your client is sort of like when they come to you and so that's part of it you have to write out. I won't really start to have that. I could give you some prompts to think about, but it's just like when they want to order a fashion outfit from you, what's the process of all that? What's the process of them once they come to you? What do you do for them? Right? So you're just writing down the steps. Okay. When a client comes to me, this is what they do. This is how they know about me. And then the next step is I take them through. The next step is that I send them out maybe a questionnaire or something to get some more information about them, as if they want to order something. Okay, what are their sizes? What are their likes or dislikes? What are they looking for in a fashion outfit? I don't know if you have a particular style, but that type of thing. So that's what you're going to do. And then for the next step, how do you get together so that you make the right fashion that they want? Or do you buy it from somebody and sell it to them? Are you a reseller? So there's all that stuff that you just kind of write down. So it's always about the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and how. And that's really your steps for your journey.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay. So we have a new person on board. So Josie, I don't know if that's hopefully the right name, how I pronounce your name. We're just going to finish up here, and I'll resend out the client profile so we have it on hand and you can read it over and refresh yourself. And then for tomorrow, if you could start getting your client journey, how they come to you and what happens, how do you serve them? What happens after they say, I want to sign up for this class, maybe? What's the next step? So just kind of, if you write down your steps. And then we'll kind of, after you get these couple of things done, it's going to go very fast. And then we'll have more action oriented. Right now, you're probably thinking, this is not what I wanted, but it is. You got to start with the basics first. Okay?
Got it.
Got it. Any final questions? Josie, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Do you have any questions? We just discussed about defining our customer, which you should have got on email with file on it. I'm going to send it out again. And then the next step is just going through the workbook. And then, yeah. Okay. And yes, it does apply to you on retail, online retail as well, because you'll have customers might buy from you because they heard about you, but they may not be your dream customer ideal, right? So you sell e-commerce D2C. Yeah. Yeah, I plan to. Yeah. So we're all probably going to have online stores eventually. Or you just have a website that describes basically what you're offering. But we all want to have that. But we also need to figure out who they are. Okay. See, somebody's already asking about your line of fashion for you. Olga would like to know where we find.
I'm currently in pre-launch phase, so nothing is live at the moment. I'm in the same stages as everyone here for the most part, kind of trying to get like the basics done. But
yeah,
as soon as I will definitely share it with you.
Yeah, great. Okay, great. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming today, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.